What's going on, guys? I'm Bill and welcome to Bill's How To. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install double S fold curtains step by step. This way you're going to be able to save hundreds if not thousands of dollars by simply doing it yourself. Let's get straight into it, guys. Let's do this. Alright guys, so this here is the space that we're working with. Now we're going to be installing double S fold curtains up along here. We're going to run from the top of the sliding door all the way across. Have a drape going along here, so we're going to have a drape on either side of the door, a drape on either side of the window, so that means we're going to have one piece come up to here, another piece come up to about here. We're going to have an empty space, and then we'll start our third and final curtain right on that end, so making sure to have a drape on either side. Now I'll quickly show you guys the brackets and the curtain so that you know exactly what it is that we're dealing with, how to install it, which is probably a good idea to get familiar with your brackets and your tracks before you start doing anything and getting up on a ladder. Alright, so because we've got a double track system here, we've got our shears and we've got our drapes or our curtains, the block out ones. We're going to have two tracks running on the one bracket. So if you have a look at this bracket here, you'll notice that there's two slots for each track to run into. So the shears sit on the back, curtains will sit on the front. And these ones here are adjustable, so if you notice on the back here there's a little screw. We can adjust these ones to slide up and down to give whatever distance you need between your shears and your block outs. And if we have a look at our track here, they're actually really simple. Just simply got little eyelets here. We slip our hooks straight onto those, nice and simple. These brackets here, they've got a little screw in the middle. This screw here needs to stay loose in order to be able to clip it on. So you want to just simply push your track up against the plastic section, lock in under that lip, and then we can tighten the screw once you're 100% happy with the position. So just to show you guys quickly how it's done, slide the track against the plastic, put a little bit of pressure on there, and then it's going to clip over the metal section. Just like that. Then you can tighten up this screw and it's permanently fixed in place. To remove it, push down and unclip it. It's actually pretty simple, but you just want to familiarize yourself with the track and the brackets before you get started. Last thing you want is to be up on a ladder trying to figure out how these things here work. So now that we've got that sorted, I'm going to quickly start marking up the locations for my brackets. Try and evenly spread these out as much as possible. However, at the same time, because there's a little bit of weight on here, we've got a 2.7 meter drop in this particular room from the ceiling. So you are going to have a little bit of weight on these brackets. So if you can go into studs, definitely the preferred place to put it. If not, make sure that you've got good wall mounting anchors to be able to screw these ones here in without having any issues down the track. The easiest way to find your studs is by using a stud finder. So you can just simply run that all the way along. We can see we've got a stud right along here. So I'm going to put my first bracket here. Move that across once again. And we've got a stud right here. And once again, we've got one right along here. So now we can take our brackets and just line those ones there up. Now I already know that exactly how much my drop is. Drive those ones there in. And we're going to do the exact same for these two brackets here. So now we can take our two brackets. We'll do one at a time. They're both exactly the same cut, exactly the same make. And it doesn't matter which way you flip them around. So we just want to try and line them up about the same distance away from the wall. Once I'm happy with the position, we can then start clicking them into place. Do the same thing with the second one. So then we can take a drill and tighten up those screws that I showed you earlier on. That's going to lock everything in position. Alright, now it's time to grab our curtains and start installing those. So we're going to start off with our shears. Now there's just a little hook here on the side or on the back of it that simply hooks into these eyelets. Very, very simple to do. So now we've got our shears installed, we've still got our bubble wrap around the edge here, so we're not too concerned about that. But if you have a look at the spacing between the two tracks, there's not that much space. So what we're gonna do now is, if you notice that second screw, the silver one, we're gonna loosen that one there off, and remembering that these tracks are adjustable. So we're gonna be able to pop these ones here just out slightly enough space to be able to give our block out curtains or our drapes enough clearance to run nice and free. So I'm going to adjust all three of those, move them over just slightly, and then we'll be able to install our curtain as well. So now this can slide back and forward as we need. We might actually just position it right off the edge like that. Lock the screw back in position. And now we can install our drapes. So now we can remove all this bubble wrap here for our protective coating. And once that's done, this is what it ends up looking like. So we've now got our nice curtains and shears. You can slide them over to adjust however you like. Very easy to maneuver, open up, close up, same thing with our block outs. And that there, guys, is how to install double S fold curtains. What I'm going to do now is repeat the same process for the second and third one. I might speed up the process on this one here so you guys don't have to hang around for it, now that you know exactly how this one here's done, and I'll show you guys in a second just how nice the finish is. And once that's done, guys, this here is the finished product. We've got beautiful curtains now installed. Double S fold, which means you've basically got the shears on the back and you've got the curtains on the front. Now this one here will give you absolute privacy. You've got the shears, which will let in a bit of light. As you guys can see, it's absolutely beaming through at the moment. But that there, guys, is how to install it. Now by doing it yourself, you're going to save yourself literally hundreds, if not thousands of dollars by simply doing it yourself. Not too hard to do, especially now that you guys have a video on how to do it yourself. Nice and simple, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. You've learned something new. As always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Bill. Thanks for watching Bill's How To.